I'm going to read something, Courtlyn, that I think everybody needs to hear because it's pretty impressive, pretty powerful to me. And it's at the very end of your story when you wrote, quote, "I have learned to love the person I have become, but I am only the person because I allowed God into my life. Being a Christian has changed me for the better, and I wouldn't want my life to be any other way. I am far from done with this journey, so I plan to continue to read the Bible, to pray, to worship God with the people at Grandview, and to grow to be the best Christian I can possibly be." That's really powerful. And knowing you and knowing your story and history, you probably wouldn't have written that 2 years ago. You weren't there. So you are there now. And so what I want to hear is, what got you to this point that you're able to write something like that?
When I was in 4th grade, my older sister Carly had told my parents that she wanted to go to church and just try it out. And for some reason, I was like, yeah, I'll go with too. Like, there was no reason for me as a 4th grader to be like, oh yeah, I'll go to church. Like, I had never been religious. I had never showed any interest in it. I was baptized at Grandview when I was a baby, but from everything I can remember, I had never gone to church. My parents took us when we were younger, but never recalled it. So for some reason, I was like, yeah, I'll come with. So my dad took Carly and I to church the next Sunday, and eventually, my whole family started coming. We went for a few years. We each had our own thing. My brother Jalen lit the candles because he was...
Yeah, you're in the back row gang?
Yeah, back row gang. And Jordan and I sang. Carly did some liturgist stuff. Then COVID hit, and I believe my sister and I helped out with VBS live streaming.
Yeah.
So Carly ran the cameras, Jordan and I sang. We played out the little fun games, demonstrated some stuff. It was really great.
Yeah.
And then the live stream stopped, and we didn't need us anymore because we were just helping out with the kids' stuff. So my family just stopped coming to church because it was shut down. We couldn't really go anywhere, could do nothing. And I would think I was in 7th grade at that point. So then fast forward to the end of my sophomore year, I was in a show called Godspell. And Godspell is a show about the retelling of Jesus' life through song and dance. So I loved that show and I loved that cast. It was such a great, they were just so great to be around. They were so talented. Everybody loved being there. So I was like, you know what? I'm learning a lot about the Bible. I'm learning a lot about Jesus' life, and the musical teaches you how to be a good person. That's what it's all about, is living like Jesus, so being a good person. And I was like, I'm gonna go back to church. So I told my mom one night, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go to church tomorrow. She was like, okay, you can go, that's fine. So I got up the next morning, I got all ready, and I was just gonna go right back to my comfort zone where I was before and go sit with Art in the back row and just give a I remember it was the first Sunday in June, and I was too scared to go up to get communion.
Really?
I was, and I don't know, I was so shy, and I was just so afraid to do anything. But someone had came back, I forget who it was that day, and offered it to me, and I was like, no, that's okay,
okay.
Because obviously they pay attention to who's sitting, who can't go up to get it,
right.
Who didn't go up, and I was like, no, I'm okay, because I was just so scared. And at that point, I was like, I don't know if anybody knows me, I don't know how people are gonna react, I don't know if they're gonna be comforting. I was very, very shy and very introverted at that point. So I went and sat, listened,
By yourself?
by myself.
Art wasn't there?
Art wasn't there. He was sick that week, and I was so scared. The minute I saw that he wasn't there, I was like, uh-oh, should I leave? Should I go home? I'm kind of uncomfortable, but me at that point, I would not have just sat there and been like, okay, I'm so uncomfortable, but something kept me in the chair. And I remember walking in and hearing the song You Raised Me Up playing. And I sat down, I was like, oh my gosh, I know this song, I sang it in choir, and it was one of my favorite, and it almost brought tears to my eyes, because this just feels right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back to a place that isn't uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable because I was scared because I didn't really know anybody.
Right.
But I remember, I think it was when we were greeting everybody that Darlene came up and was like, oh, Courtlyn, and gave me a big hug, and I was like, oh, this is great. Someone knows me, someone's sitting next to me, it's great. That was my first experience, and it was just a normal Sunday for everybody else. And for me, that day truly changed my life. That hour and 15 minutes has actually been life-changing. I remember the sermon series was God's Greatest Hits. Yeah. So then music has always been a big part of my life. I've always loved to sing, always music expresses like my feelings and whatnot. So I remember getting asked to sing the sermon song. My first time coming back was in June. So then in October I sang Miracle in the Works.
Yeah.
And that was just such a good, like I love that song. It's such a hopeful song. It's just such a, don't be afraid, God can do anything. You're gonna be okay in life kind of song.
Yeah.
So that, it was good because the day before I just made All-State. So then I got little recognition for that. And I was like, oh, this makes me feel good. Like people care about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
People care about that I'm here. Like I'm not just here because.
Right, not just consuming. Not
Right.
Just... So then, fast forward to confirmation. So the confirmation event of learning the basics about Christianity, was that helpful? Good for you?
Yeah, very much so. For some reason I was scared to go just because Wednesday nights was something that I loved when I went with my family. Like when I was in 6th grade in middle school, I came to Wednesday nights. I loved it. It was so much fun. But then for some reason going back, it's just like going back to something that you've done before is kind of scary.
Yeah.
So I was scared, but I was like, okay, if I'm like meant to do it, I'll go ask for a book.
Yeah.
Like go see what time I should be there and try out a week, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I feel like there's people you can talk to about like, oh, what's been your life as a Christian? Like what have you been like? But knowing what God's word is saying and interpreting that is something so like confusing to figure out. So you need like a professional to teach you how to.
So that was helpful.
Yeah, very much so.
Good. And then the after hours time when you could gather, when Alec would host the small group, that was helpful to talk to other people in a little smaller setting.
I don't know why, but I felt so comfortable there. Like I was really out of my shell. I talked quite a bit, and it was good. Like I got to share like what I had felt about whatever we were learning about. They asked questions, I answered questions, and we're all like, well, maybe this is wrong, but at least we're discussing it and getting new ideas. So
Yeah, I like
it was
that.
great. As a person who doesn't who goes alone, it's very scary at first. Like you just kind of and a lot of people I talk to are older than me. So then I'm like, I don't really have anybody to connect to on that level. But that's why the Wednesday nights after hours were so beneficial because they're my age. They're figuring out as I'm going along too. Like we're kind of at the same spot. I'm a teenager. So obviously in your teen years, you're figuring stuff out. Like you're figuring out who you want to be, what you want to do. So that was really hard. But I think being here just makes me feel like, okay, I see all these people around me being nice and saying hi and being kind of extroverted. And I'm like, I can do that. Like this is okay here. This is okay to do in other places as well because, and it starts at one place and then I just act like that everywhere else because that's the version of myself that I want to be. Since I've started being like an active Christian and getting involved, I'm a lot kinder towards people and towards myself as well. I am a lot more courageous. I'm a lot more confident in my actions. I'm not really afraid to try new things anymore. I'm not really afraid I'm gonna mess up or make a mistake because I know it's just gonna work out. And I'm more determined to become a better Christian. I remember the hardest thing was like to read my Bible. Like that was so I don't know why that was so difficult to me, but I think only like a few months ago I was like, okay, if I write it down every day and like journal like what I'm reading, what lesson the day had taught me, and what I pray about, I know that that is a way that I will do it every day. And the advice I'd give to anybody becoming a Christian would probably just be, just do it. You just have to start, because if you don't start, you're never gonna know what that can become, what kind of person you can turn into. And I mean, I've lost a lot of like fear. Like I don't have fear anymore because I just went for it.